I just finished making 2 birthday cards, or actually 1 birthday card for 2 friends, Mary and Molly, and I realized I hadn't shown my unusual stove. So I decided to continue and add a little bit more, and maybe even read a little bit in my Myrtle's Ultimate Mystery. I've been also reading that novel. So let's see. There's the stove. Put this down so you can kind of see a little bit of what the rest of the kitchen looks like. And turn this. I'll turn it around here in a minute. Show you, here's my Kindle. I'm trying to get into the Myrtle's Ultimate Mystery. And maybe read a little bit there while I'm here. Okay, maybe come over here for a minute. And sit on my stool. Shall I read from here? Well, let me give you another little twirl around the kitchen here before I start. I'm not sure, I didn't even think about setting the right page. I'm not sure where I left off. I'll think about that later. Maybe I'll just make this a continuation of the birthday card. It came up on the screensaver here, one of my favorite ones. Mark Twain. Yeah, kitchens and reading, 2 of my favorite things. Let me see if I can turn this without giving you an upset stomach with jerking. This is from my webcam. And if I turn it around here, maybe I could read off of the kitchen table. Do more reading than eating sometimes anyway. Let me see, that doesn't give you the right chair. Oh, maybe that'll work. How's that for a little setting? Okay, I'll go over here and sit down and see what works out. This is really, it is a kitchen that I love. It's just a little old house that sits up against a hillside. Over there on the sink wall is actually, it's all covered by dirt because it sits up on a hillside. My uncle Ed Stanfield, nickname is Hoagie, his family brought this house on a horse and cart from Florence to Rockville, and his dad, Andrew Stanfield, was a coal miner here in the town of Rockville, which is 400 people strong. And the hillside before was curved outward, and they dug a little L shape and set the house up against the hill, and then it goes way up, clear all the way into the wet mountain range of the Rockies. So back behind our sink, if you go up on the hill, there's nothing back there except for a few gullies and up into the mountains. So it's kind of a nice setting. It's a neat place to read and think and grow and enjoy life. Now if I can get into the right place on my Kindle, we'll see. Maybe I'll read a little bit, although I'm probably running out of time already. Where did I leave off? Oh, okay, chapter 4 on the second video. Here we've got, I'll read a few spots here. You might think belief in a supreme creative consciousness would contradict an admiration of Rand's philosophy. However, I have a term for this consciousness. I call it the author of the laws of physics. We read that. But I had to confirm. I do believe Ruth will turn up soon, hearty and with no loss of control or spunk. Where did I leave off? Okay. Well, let's see, I'm not sure if my computer stopped. Now I've got, okay, 5 minutes. Maybe I'll leave a little bit more. This is definitely a homespun video here, partly a continuation of a birthday card and partly a continuation of some of my reading of Myrtle's Ultimate Mystery. We've got Jean frowning, questioning her previous confidence. Okay, and then we left off here. I didn't offer reassurance at this point. The only way to prove validity is through successful action and solutions. Words only go so far, and I purposely left off on words since I love words. That might be obvious by now with all the books I have on Kindle. Okay, but I had to confirm. I do believe Ruth will turn up soon, hearty and with no loss of control or spunk. Great, just so it's soon, Jean concluded. Well, I'm sure you're in good hands with Hans, even if he can't keep track of Ruth. Jean hastily picked up her purse, mesh Hermes scarf, and raw silk jacket. The impatient, unconscious rustling movement of Jean's gathering her possessions triggered a flash to another piece of the horary chart. Ruth had shown up in a favorable aspect to the planet Chiron, a relatively new planet called a prankster, relating to mavericks and the key to any issue. Chiron was in the Querence Jean's house, so the key was in Jean's hands? The subject of keys had led me to wonder where Jean's brother Jerome was in the chart. He was represented by Venus and Aries, an artistic, pleasant, fair person behind a pushy, impatient exterior, and was placed at the top of the chart, close to Ruth's midheaven, attempting to set himself in control of her life. That matched Jean's view of Jerome, yet showed a kinder, gentler, less obvious side of the man. Okay, and then we are going into the Gemini Cafe, and I'm coming over here to see the minutes. Oh, it's only 8 minutes. Maybe I can read just a little bit more. In the parking lot, Hans suggested I follow him across town to the mansion. The gentleman paused with me while I walked my 3 animals over to a vacant, weed-filled lot. Brill and Mac ignored the new human male, putting on their tails straight up, disdainfully aloof facade of nonchalance. This human was smart enough to let them have their space and gracefully ignore them right back. But Gus took to Hans like an old sock, giving the back of his knuckles a quick swipe with his tongue, then nibbling the tips of his fingers. Chuckling, Hans stooped to Gus's eye level and ruffled his neck fur. The natural affection told me more about Hans than his birth date ever could. Well, that's probably a good stopping point. Well, thanks for joining me in my kitchen, and here's the Kindle page we're on, and we'll just with words and coziness.